We've been talking about metadata schemas. There are different standards and different communities using those standard schemas to create their metadata records. Those records describing some sort of information resource. It's nice if I use, for example, Dublin Core to create metadata records for my local resources, and those would meet the needs of my local community. That would be nice. But think about it, creating metadata records takes time and energy. If my metadata records can only serve my local community, that's probably not the best efficient way of using it. Maybe somewhere around the globe there are other people would also be benefit from the metadata record that I create. So if we have a mechanism that would allow us to sharing the metadata records that each individual community created, if there is a way that we can get other people's metadata and allowing other people to get our metadata, and then that will save us energy and time to create, metadata records that has already been created by somebody else. So, Open Archive Initiative Protocol for Metadata Harvesting is such a protocol that supports metadata sharing. I'll do a little demonstration here to illustrate the idea, how this simple protocol can be used. Many communities have implemented this metadata harvesting protocol, which is fairly simple, as you will notice in just a moment. I'm going to use this list of the repositories, metadata collections created by different communities. One of those is Dublin Core Metadata Initiative Conference Papers. So what I am going to show is that I can send requests to this repository and ask them to return some information that can help me to decide if I want their records, and if to show that the harvesting protocol provides very simple ways for me to get their records. So first of all, we have selected this repository. If we use one of the verbs are commands that you can use to send a request to this repository. The repository will respond with some information. For example, if we say identify yourself, for me, the repository here sitting at this URI actually sending out the response. It tells me this repository's name and other meta information. So I know this repository starts in 2007, so I suppose their information are fairly new. And the next important information I want to know is what metadata schemas they support. If the record were created in DC or MOS or MARC or whatever. It turns out that they provide metadata records in OAI DC. This is one DC flavor, and also OAI MARC. And MARC XML, as you see, the prefix tells us the namespace, and there are also namespace URL to tell us the full namespace. So I'm thinking that I want to probably look at some of their MARC records. So I will ask them to give me some record. I will select OAI DC, and then ask the repository to list their records for me. So with this command, the repository will list a number of records, all the records it has in OAI DC format. Now what we see here is a record format in DC, title, creator. As you see, this is probably the legacy DC namespace, but I can certainly download those and put it in my database. So this demonstration shows you that metadata harvesting is a way for us to share metadata records.